The next section of the England coast path that I'm doing is the section from Allonby. Here's the sign for the village on the quite a busy road. The England coast path does not run along the road, it will be along the shore to the left. So when I reach the start point I will turn south and follow the England coast path, which on this side is north to south, in other words traversing England in an anti-clockwise direction. Thursday the 28th of July 16. I'm taking this as the start point of the section of coast path that I'm going to do next, because the sign is only pointing one way. It's pointing south, England coast path, Maryport, 5 miles, where I hope to get to. It's now 3 p.m. on a very miserable afternoon. The sea is a long way out here, rather different from the other section around Hartlepool. I doubt if you can see the sea. Anyway, this is the well-established tarmac England coast path. At the side of the signpost there is a map showing exactly where we are and the England coast path travelling down. This section of the England coast path continues. There's a joint use one, Sustrans Route 72. This is the outskirts of the village of Allonby, and it looks as if it goes into a track further on. So according to the sign, we've come a quarter of a mile from Allonby. We have 4 3/4 miles to go to Maryport. At the side of the track there is a nice signboard telling us all about Allonby Bay, which is here. And our track goes into gravel a few yards further on. The path has been very straight so far. We now come to a turn as the coastline veers to the west a little bit, and we pass over this bridge marked with reflectors at the sides in case one does this in the dark, I suppose, and the path ahead. The path has continued parallel to the road, and I think it's going to converge onto the side of the road as we go past the little hill in the middle of the picture here. The path is very close to the sea edge here. The sea's still a long way out, but you can see it's not far away when it comes in. It must come in fairly quickly, and there's quite a few people down there on the beach. It's telling us here that this section of the England coast path has been subject to storm damage. Didn't last long then. Whilst the work to restore the route is carried out, please avoid the area by using the Hadrian cycleway to continue your journey. The cycleway rejoins the England coast path once past the affected area. And a selection of signs: Allonby 1.5, England coast path and a joint use sign. So where is it damaged? We can't tell, can we, there? So it's suggesting we cross over the road here and follow the cycleway. So here's the crossing over of the road. Quite a busy road. We get across before any traffic comes. It is signed here, England coast path, so that's all right. At the moment we'll follow it, and it goes off on a nice tarmac section for a short way. Ignoring the public footpath sign there, we shall follow the cycleway. The drizzle is becoming more persistent rain now. Here's the hill at the side of the England coast path, and there is the road, and to the right of that the coastline. There's the view out to sea, the road and the path. We come upon these signs on the road since it's the middle of nowhere, I don't think it's the name of a place. It says this is Maryport 21 on the Solway coast. And there's our path. Is this the fortlet we can see then? As we come to the brick wall here, the tarmac path finishes and we change back to the gravelly path. And now we have the reverse. When the wall finishes, the gravel changes into tarmac. A short distance from the track is this cross Canonby salt pans and the Roman mile fortlet, supported by the Hadrian's Wall Trust, which is here. I'm afraid the camera lens is getting a bit wet. There is a sign over there that says Maryport is just 2 miles. So whether the track goes a long way around or not, I don't know, but anyway, that says 2 miles. So, around here. Swimming not advised today due to heavy rainfall. Reduced water quality is predicted. Issued today, the 22nd prediction of 2015. And at the side of it is the detail board about Cross Canonby, a natural habitat and world-class historical landmark. Maryport 21. The Romans built a series of small forts along this coastline to protect against invasion. The forts formed part of a defensive frontier which included Hadrian's Wall. So we're crossing this road and continue along the cycleway route 72, which is designated England Coast Path as well. So that's good enough. If it's labelled that, then whether or not it's a devotion route I don't know, but it's labelled England Coast Path, so that's where we're going. Beware of golf balls. We're still on the tarmac section, just on route 72 I think, and the sea over the vegetation there. And on the horizon is a big wind farm, but I don't think it'll come out on here. Right in the distance, it'll be out of focus. Anyway, there is our track continuing on its way to Maryport. And there is the golf course, the other side of the road. So if we have to beware of golf balls, they're going to be mishit by quite a large margin, I think. At least it's stopped raining now. It's just after 4 PM now, so I've been walking for about an hour, probably done about 2.5 miles. The golf course is on both sides, so there it is on the left and there it is on the right. There was a sign a few moments ago saying cyclist crossing, so the main road veers to the left and we cross the road, follow the cycle track down to the golf clubhouse by the look of it. So at the end of this section of cycleway it says Allonby 3, just over the hour for those 3 miles then. England Coast Path as well, Hadrian's Cycleway, financed by the European Agricultural Fund, which I don't suppose will be financing very many more things for the UK. So we're following the cycle track here. It will cross the road and we've got a pointer sign, wooden pointer sign, public byway, with the coast path to Maryport, 1 3/4 miles. Maryport, 1 3/4 miles. You are here, down in the corner now, getting approaching Maryport. About another 3/4 of an hour, and the track goes that way. The sign and the welcome board for Maryport Golf Club. Everyone welcome. And we approach the clubhouse of Maryport Golf Club, the path continuing through. After we pass through the grounds of the golf club, we come to the junction of tracks here. Allonby 3.5, Maryport 1.5, and the public byway to the left to Nether Hall, 1 mile. That's the way we're going. And the signboard says, for your own safety, do not go onto the promenade in stormy weather. There is a rough track to the left here. The tar track goes down here, the sign at the bottom showing it's the England coast path. So we'll see where it goes along the side of the road. The tide has rapidly come in from being a long way out. In the past hour it's suddenly coming right up to the road. Our signs here show town centre, the harbour, Hadrian Cycleway to the left, Solway Coast and Hadrian Cycleway to the right, and the usual England coast path. And this is what it looks like here. And the road, of course, veered away to the left. So this is the section possibly that was closed further back there, and the tide rushing in. I don't think it's too rough today. The rain's still keeping away, and there's the cycleway. So we hope to get to Maryport in time for the bus back to Carlisle. So walking along the cycleway, the promenade, and that's what the coastline is like. So the promenade curves round as we approach Maryport. The promenade has been built some time. I wonder if it was built in the Victorian era, perhaps when the railways reached Maryport. And this is a day out for the Victorians from Carlisle. They spend it walking along this promenade. There aren't any beach huts, and the beach is not very sandy either. Anyway, this is the outskirts of Maryport. We have a shelter, a picnic table, probably an access from the road, and the promenade continues. As the tide has come in, so the wind has increased. It's not strong enough to obliterate the commentary, I don't think. So there's the outskirts of Maryport, and I can hear sounds of music of some sort coming from some event. The England Coast Path sign says we've come 4 miles from Allonby, and Maryport is now 1 mile. So that's where we're going. As well as the promenade, there is the access to the car park on the left. This is the end of the old promenade. It joins a newer looking one there, which leads to the end of the walkway to the lighthouse. Let's have a look at the lighthouse. So there's access to the beach and a newer promenade. There's a sign there that says Maryport Millennium Green. So we can see down into the centre of Maryport. That's probably the entertainment complex on the front. It sounds like whatever will be, will be. So I think the correct title was Que Sera, Sera. So there's a closer view of the lighthouse. And we move around, coming to the end of the pullover. Now I'm a bit confused at this point as to where the track goes. I thought it was going to curve around to the right. I don't think that goes anywhere. And I did notice just here, there's the sign, England Coast Path, the other side of the wall, so it goes around here for a little bit. That's it. And Maryport is now half a mile. This is Strand Street, coming to the centre of Maryport. So at the end of Strand Street we have a sort of estuary here, well, leading to the harbour and the lighthouse, the river there and a bridge. But I've not seen any other signs, so this is the way I'm going. So this mosaic in the shape of a seat, a cannon and an anchor. Freshly cooked fish and chips, Cumberland sausage. And to the left we go to the town centre. And I don't know which way the England Coast Path goes. There's cycle route 72 there.